I'd like to present now Monte Frank, who is the founder and leader of Team 26.
Thank you, Representative Norton, for that welcome, and thank you for your attending with us at Faith Presbyterian Church for a meaningful ceremony with our good friend, Dean Jeffries. Thank you, Representative Van Hollen, for your words. We had a wonderful ride through Maryland, beautiful countryside, amazing meeting with the mayor and the Attorney General, and we were inspired by their commitment to go to work every day to prevent the loss of lives in Baltimore and in Maryland. And I really want to thank the incredible men and women of Team 26.
Yay!
These are America's bike messengers. All the communities we joined in our fight against gun violence epidemic along the way, we thank you for your support and keep up the fight. And finally, I want to thank all the organizations we worked with along the way. Some of them are here today, the representatives from Moms Demand, and they were awesome throughout our journey. We just completed the 400-mile Ride On rally with 14 events between Sandy Hook and here in the Capitol. We began Saturday morning in Newtown, Connecticut, in the middle of a snowstorm. These bike messengers were not deterred because neither snow, nor rain, nor heat, nor gloom of night stays these couriers from the swift completion of their appointed rounds. Following the shooting at the Sandy Hook School on 12/14/2012, instead of allowing the tragedy of that day to define us, Newtown moved forward with a purpose. Instead of anger, Newtown responded with peace, hope, and love. Team 26 embarked on its journey with a design given to us by Grace McDonald's family and blazoned on the back that simply says, peace, hope, love. As we left Saturday morning from Edmond Town Hall in Newtown, our first stop was to kick off the Sandy Hook 5K, whose theme is Love Runs Through. First Selectman Pat Lodra hosted our rally in Newtown and was joined by Senator Richard Blumenthal and Congresswoman Elizabeth Esty, both who pedal every single day for stronger gun violence prevention laws. Senator Chris Murphy could not join us but sent us a message. And he said, by bringing together other communities touched by gun violence, like the wonderful riders joining you from Virginia, you are helping to build a coalition of champions whose aim is establishing common sense policies to keep our families safe and engaging in a dialogue about the ways in which gun violence touches individuals from Hartford to Harlem, Arlington to Newtown. And that is exactly what we did. We rode on, crossing bridges, and as we did, we built new bridges with new communities in the Bronx, in Montclair, New Jersey, and Ambler, Pennsylvania. And we fortified those bridges we had crossed before: Ridgefield, Connecticut, Greenwich, Connecticut, Harlem, Morristown, New Jersey, and Baltimore. Each rally was different, but as bike messengers, the message we were asked to deliver to Congress was the same: that enough is enough, that America is tired of the gun violence, that Congress must act, and each day that Congress does not act, it remains complicit in the gun violence that occurs every day and takes lives. At so many of our events, we were inspired by families who lost loved ones to gun violence. In Newtown, Jeremy Richmond spoke to us as the father of Aviel Richmond, who was killed on 12/14. And on behalf of the Aviel Foundation, founded by Jeremy, a scientist, to study brain health and prevent violence through research and community education. As we left Edmond Town Hall, I received a hug from Nicole Hockley, the mother of Dylan Hockley, another victim of the shooting at the Sandy Hook School. We heard again about Nicole and Mark Barden, another father, when we got to Delaware. The Delaware Attorney General spoke about their work to pass stronger gun violence prevention laws in that state. Just before the lead out at the Sandy Hook 5K, I received another hug, this time from Donna Soto, the mother of my daughter's third grade teacher, Vicky Soto, murdered at the Sandy Hook school. When we arrived in the Bronx, I received a text message from Vicky's sister. The text said, "This morning my boyfriend and I ran the Sandy Hook 5K, and you and your amazing team led us off on our race. Hours later, my boyfriend, who is a New York Police Department officer, sent me this picture." And the picture was Team 26 riding through the Bronx. And she continued, "It was a blessing to know you guys made it to the Bronx. Good luck and keep fighting for change. You have 26 amazing angels riding alongside you, and I know Vicky is cheering you guys on. We ride for her, all the victims that we lost in Sandy Hook, for Nardine's daughter, and all the victims of gun violence throughout the country." Yesterday, on the 5th anniversary of the death of Nardine's daughter, Nardine, who has gone to work every single day to fight so that other families and communities are not impacted the way hers is, she spent that day escorting us in from Baltimore. It's time for Congress to act, and we will keep pedaling until it does. We ride for these common sense measures, requiring all gun sales to be subject to a background check, a measure that an overwhelming majority of Americans support. We urge you to pass the Thompson-King bipartisan bill, co-sponsored by 4 Republicans and 4 Democrats, including Sandy Hook's Congresswoman Elizabeth Esty. We urge you to pass a ban on high-capacity magazines, like the 30-round magazine that killed 20 students and 6 educators at the Sandy Hook school. We urge you to pass a law making trafficking a federal crime, including real penalties for straw buyers. We know that that law will save lives in Southeast Washington, in Baltimore, in Harlem, and Hartford, where the iron pipeline keeps coming in. And we urge you to pass a bill restricting firearms when temporary restraining order is issued in domestic violence cases. Senator Blumenthal introduced the Lori Jackson bill, and that ought to be the law of the land. These measures will save lives while doing nothing to negatively impact hunters or sportsmen or erode the Second Amendment as written and interpreted by the Supreme Court. The Second Amendment does not trump the right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. The last bridge we crossed in our ride was the Frederick Douglass Bridge, from Southeast to the Capitol. Frederick Douglass said, "Without a struggle, there can be no progress." So we will continue to paddle into the headwinds until the winds shift directions. We will continue to climb the mountains, descend into the valleys. When we see potholes, and we saw a lot of them on the way to DC, we will navigate around them. And as Nelson Mandela said, it always seems impossible until it's done. And we will ride on until it's done.